Well, China is accusing the United States of turning Taiwan into a, quote, powder keg and ammunition depot after the Biden administration announced a $345 million military aid package for the island nation. China's Taiwan Affairs Office saying Saturday, quote, no matter how many U.S. weapons, it will not shake our resolve to solve the Taiwan problem or shake our firm will to realize the reunification of our motherland. Joining me now, Gatestone Institute senior fellow and author of The Coming Collapse of China and the Great U.S.-China Tech War, Gordon Chang. Gordon, good morning.
Good morning, Cheryl.
Does this, in your mind, this latest statement from this Chinese board official office, whatever it is, does this, in your mind, say that the Chinese are actually readying plans when it comes to Taiwan?
Well, that we know. I mean, China is planning to go to war. Xi Jinping doesn't stop talking about going to war. He visits the Eastern Theater Command, which is the command that would attack Taiwan. And we know that they're mobilizing not only the military, but also civilians. But whether they'll go to war or not, that's a different question. But clearly, China is getting ready to do so. And it's not just Taiwan. Right now, they're messing around in the South China Sea with the Philippines. There's always Japan, South Korea. There are so many different targets for China right now.
I want to ask you about this report in the Wall Street Journal over the weekend. The Biden administration reportedly is searching for possible Chinese malware targeting U.S. global military operations. One congressional official telling the New York Times, by the way, and excuse me, this is the New York Times, not the Journal, essentially a ticking time bomb that could give China the power to interrupt or slow American military deployments or resupply operations by cutting off power, water, and communications to U.S. military bases. And in the Times article, and my apologies, I specify the Times here, they go on to say that basically Microsoft detected this code, but then they're told that U.S. military officials knew about this. They've known about it for months. They just weren't public about it. Now the Times has this report saying this malware is out there, and they still don't know how deep it's running into our systems.
Yes, the Chinese are really good hackers. They have penetrated everything, and we should assume that they've penetrated everything. Reports say that the Biden administration is trying to figure out whether this malware and other similar attacks are directed only at the military or all of civilian society. Well, of course, it's all networks in the United States. And for the Biden administration to ask that shows you how out of touch they are with China. And that's also true with the senior leadership in the Pentagon. Here we have a China that is obviously getting itself ready to go into battle. And we have a Pentagon and an American political leadership that has really very little sense of urgency. We're at grave risk at this moment.
Yeah, well, I think what really bothers me about this Times article, and this is more, just we're going to move on, but more than a dozen U.S. officials and industry experts said in interviews that the Chinese effort goes far beyond telecom, and that, again, that the government has been trying to eradicate the malware for months, and apparently we still have not done that. Anyway, Liz Peek is on set. She's got a question for you, Gordon.
Good morning, Gordon. Thanks for joining us. How do you assess the Joe Biden administration in terms of its pushback against the slew of things, the offenses that China has perpetrated against the United States? Cheryl's talking about just the most recent one, but there's a gazillion things that the Chinese have done that basically are injurious to the United States since Joe Biden became president. What should he do that he's not doing to push back on this?
Well, first of all, he should realize the maliciousness and the comprehensive nature of China's attack on the United States, and that China is, in fact, killing Americans with fentanyl. And this lab discovery in Fresno County indicates that they are actually maybe attacking the United States from the United States itself, with all of those engineered mice that are ready to deliver pathogens. And we need to take drastic measures. We need to be severing trade, investment, technical cooperation. President Biden has this long-awaited executive order prohibiting certain types of investment into China's military applications. But really, we should be going much, much further right now because we don't understand the nature of the Chinese system. So when we put it all together, our response is, and this is not just Biden, but this is especially Biden. This is also across the American political spectrum, including conservative Republicans. They just don't get it. And because of that, our country is wide open for all sorts of Chinese attacks.
I think what I still don't understand to this day is the Biden administration's willingness to send over official after official to China when they knew that they had malware in our military systems and potentially in our domestic systems as well. That's what Blinken went over. Then you had Janet Yellen. Then you had John Kerry on behalf of the administration. What is the game here that the Biden administration is playing, Gordon?
I think they're looking at 2024. They want to show the American public that they can have good relations, quote unquote, with China, where you really can't because of the nature of the Chinese regime and the view in Beijing that the U.S. is an existential threat. So they're trying desperately to have these conversations, and they're just making the situation worse because they're giving incentives to China to engage in even more belligerent conduct, because there is virtually nothing China can do right now to trigger a response from the Biden administration. The Chinese know it, and so they're pushing us really, really hard.
Yeah, well, Gina Raimondo is the next one that's going to go over this, as we're learning that the Chinese, Liz mentioned this earlier in a commercial break, that there's now a report that they're funneling money into our education system in the United States. It's egregious. Gordon Chang, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Cheryl.
All right.